guys, how you doing? I just want to show you a quick saving point that you can do on the Bay Park, okay? So there's billions of different ways that you can learn the Bay Park. There's so many zillions, right? But I just want to show you the on-off method. And I don't teach it very often because it's a bit dramatic. All the way on and then straighten, and then all the way on and then straighten. I really don't teach this very often at all. But I just want to show you how having a straight reverse inside the maneuver could save you in the maneuver. Totally possible, right? So let me just check to see if it's all right, and let me just show you this method. Like I say, I don't teach this one very often, but I just want to show it to you because it is completely fine, right? I mean, there's a million different ways that you can learn this, right? So checking round and doing the right reverse. I'm going to go back to, let me do it the way that I would teach it. So just checking, I'm getting the line on my reference point. I'm deliberately going to get it wrong. When the line is in the middle of my window, there's a reference point there, but middle of my window, when you turn from here, you're going to be going into the third bay back. But I'm deliberately going to turn way too quickly so that I'm going to end up near bay 2. And that would be not what I want because I'm going into bay 3, yeah? So checking around, see if it's all right for me to do the maneuver. And then, I'm going to steer way too fast, way too quickly. I feel like I'm wanting to go to bay 3. I'm on my way to bay 3, checking out the back, making sure it's safe. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh no, I'm too close to bay 2. Oh no. Normally at this stage you would micro change it and you'd go really slowly and take micro changes, right? But I'm too close to bay 2. And I'm a bit scared of this maneuver and I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm going to do the on-off method. So it's all the way on with full lock. I'm too close to bay 2. I don't like it. So I'm just going to steer straight, which is 1.5 turns. I'm now straight going into a right bay. That's no good. So I only want to reverse for a maximum of 1 meter, but I'm only going to do about 0.5 meter. So 0.5 meter in a totally straight line. That will do, yeah, because I don't want to be going in a straight line, checking everywhere, bung it back on. On-off method. So I was on, and now off. And that's it. I'm a little bit close to the line on the right, but on-off method. Let me show you. It's not my favourite way of doing it. I'll show you my favourite way of doing it in a minute. Right. And my car's really hot. And I'm in the lines, right? So it's fine. It works. It's cool. Who cares, right? So it doesn't matter. So you put it all on. You shove all your steering on, the whole shebang, yeah? And then as you're going in, you're like, oh no, I'm ending up too close to the previous bay. I'm trying to go in bay 3 because that's where I'm going. But I'm ending up in bay 2. Oh no. If you feel that you haven't got the skill level to go left and right, which would be nice, that would be cool. But, if it isn't the case, then you could be like, right, I'm just going to take it all off to straight. So you've gone full lock and too close to line, 1.5 turns to straight. The steering will be straight. Reverse back, 0.5 meter to 1 meter only. Okay, you're going in a straight line into a bay, so you can't go back in a straight line for long. 0.5 meter to 1 meter only. And then back on it goes, back onto full lock again. And then when you are then 1.5 turns to end the wheel straight again. So it's full lock to straight, 1.5 turns, full lock to straight, 1.5 turns. You can do it like that if you want to. It's a bit bitty, yeah, I mean, it's not my favourite, but look, it's another option, right? It's another option. There's just so many options, yeah? So my favourite, checking all the way around. I'll try and keep it as test-like as possible so you can see. So I'm getting the line halfway in the driver window, checking everything, making sure it's okay. Deliberately going to get it wrong, so I'm going to steer way too fast. So now this steering method is just far too quick. I'm trying to go into the bay 3, which is where I normally would be going, But as I do my safety check, I'm too close to bay 2. Oh no, what am I going to do? I could do the on-off method, on-off. So I could straighten up now for 0.5 meter to 1 meter and then put it back on. Or if I've got more skill, then I could start just interacting with it a little bit. Taking it really slow. Monitoring where I am constantly. Going slow. Going slow will be helpful for observations as well. How am I doing? Checking. How am I doing? And then straight, 1.5 turns. Gently going back. Handbrake neutral. And it's the same. It's the same result. It's literally the same. Who cares? Look, you need to go from A to B, and the journey in between A to B doesn't really matter. Ta-da! It's the same. Look, it's not... On, off is a bit dramatic. It's definitely a bit dramatic. I wouldn't teach it like that as standard. But online, I just want to give you some options, yeah? Like, everybody's freaking out. Like, there's so many options, yeah? My favourite is to go in slowly, and if you are an absolute flipping legend, you can go slowly with your clutch control, and you can make micro changes to what's happening at the time. The slowness will let you observe properly, and the slowness will make you be able to watch and see and make micro changes. I understand that is the elite version of it, but that would be my favourite, okay? You could go back to your point of turn, yeah? And then you could steer way too quickly, and then you're going for the previous bay by mistake. If it's too late, it's too late. You're going to have to go forward. If you're going to bay 4, you're done. You're going to have to go forward. But if you turn too early, which is better than turning too late, you're going to be closer to bay 2. And as soon as you notice it, you could do the on-off method. So you're like, I'm too close. I'm then going to do 1.5 turns to straighten, 0.5 meter to 1 meter. When that's done, and it can be just a little guess, just put it all back on again. Yeah? And then when you're in the bay and you are finally straight, then 1.5 turns to off. On, off. It's a bit robotic, it's a bit yeah? Or you could go to the beginning and you could learn your reference point in the car, and you could be like, that is my reference point, and then you could do it so many times that your steering and your moving speed absolutely matches it. And you go in and it's perfection, because you've just matched the speed to the movement, to your reference point and the movement of the car, of the steering and everything, and you just go in and it's perfect, and there's no changes at all apart from you just putting it on. Obviously that's another method which lots of you probably get to do, because lots of my students do that. They just go in and it's done first time. They're just in, done, straighten, handbrake neutral, yeah? I've made zillions of fixing videos, but there's one specific one where I've taken a long time to really show you how to fix it. So if you end up in your bay and you're too far from this side or too far from that side, I've made an entire video where I zoom in and I tell you how to exit the bay and straighten up. I call it kid steering, but you'll have to go and watch the video because I'm not going into it here on this video now. It's too long. But you kid steering, you steer towards the gap, then away from the gap, and then straight, and then you go back in. Like I say, if you want more information, there's a whole video about that, so just go and have a look at it. But this specific video was for the on-off method, which isn't my favourite, to be honest, but I want to give you yet another tool to your toolkit. You could go in and be like, I'm going to straighten up for 0.5 meter to 1 meter and then just put it back on. It probably would be more like 0.5 meter, but absolute maximum meter, because you're going in a straight line into a bay, so you don't want to be straight. You know what I mean? Anyway, I really hope that this little bit of information helps you and just gives you another tool, another thing that you could possibly use to be able to park your car for the rest of your life. Obviously, I released a video the other day about using the car that's parked there and monitoring it and watching yourself like move around the blue car, and we keep the blue car in the corner, yeah? So you can use the car that you're actually reversing into as your reference point and keep it in the corner of the window, yeah? I really hope it helps, guys, all right?